we're going to do as far as sourdough is concerned is we are going to make crackers. Well, crisps, we're calling them. Okay, for that I use discard. Now guys, this is just a discarded jar, but it's glass. And so that's where I keep my discard, and let's talk about that. All right, when you do sourdough, you have to have a starter. A starter is made from flour and water. I've had my starter going for 2.5 years now. So you feed your starter, which is flour and water. You know, you get it down to a little bit. You feed it with flour and water, and it grows. All right, you measure out what you need to make bread, which we're going to make bread in another recipe, and then you have some left. When you get ready to bake again, you have to feed that starter. Well, you have to feed it at least as much again as you have in there. So if I have that much starter in there, I feed it that much starter. Well, let's say this. If I have that much starter left, I've got to feed it that much flour and water. It's going to grow and overflow. So every time I get ready to feed my starter to make a fresh loaf of bread, I've got to discard. If I have that much left, I'm going to discard down to just about nothing so that I can feed it that, and it'll grow up to here. What do you do with your discard? Okay, so what I do with my discard is I put it into a discard jar. That's what this is. This is discard, all right? So it's no longer bubbly like it was to begin with. And well, what do you do with your discard then? What am I going to do with it? Well, we are going to make these crisps. Now, there are a ton of recipes for sourdough discard. In my last sourdough class, the volume 1 class, the 1.0 class, I made out of discard a chocolate cake, which is out of this world. It's fabulous. This time we're going to take the discard and we're going to make a couple things, but the first thing we're going to make are these crisps. So let's get on with it. Okay, I'm going to take a cup of this sourdough discard. All right. And I'm glad to use this. All right. So let me come over here and leave my bot. Okay, here's a cup of sourdough discard. Now you see kind of it's runny because it's not active. When I say it's not active, it's not bubbly. It's not going to make my bread rise because it's inactive, because it's hungry. All right. To that, I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of salt, 3 tablespoons of olive oil, and I'm going to add a teaspoon of herbs de Provence. Now, the recipe actually calls for Italian seasoning, which you can use. But I think it's a little bit too harsh, so I like herbs de Provence, and that's what I buy. But, you know, you buy whatever you like, whatever's good for you. Okay, to that, I add Parmesan cheese. Now, don't buy the Parmesan cheese that's already been shredded because it's got preservatives on the outside of it to keep it from sticking to the rest of it. It's cornstarch or something. So get yourself a block. And I was telling them, this is an old grater Ricky and I got when we married, but anyway, grate it on the fine side. Now I've done it on the big side, and that does too, but I prefer it on the fine grate, so I use that. And you're going to use 1/3 of a cup of it. Now I've got a friend, she loves to make these, and she says, oh, I don't even measure, she said, I just put it in there, and whatever I feel like. Some people tell you now, I think the term is measure with your heart or whatever. So put whatever amount that you want to of cheese, and that's it. All right, now we're going to get our half sheet pan, and we're going to try to roll this as thin as we can. And I'll tell you why. The thinner it is, the crispier it is. Now, I made some yesterday. We were just tasting those a minute ago. And the ones in the middle tend to be thicker. So the ones on the outside get crispier quicker. So what I've started doing, but what I did not do with that batch, and you'll see this as we cook these, is I cut off those from the outside before and took them off, and then I cooked the middle part a little bit longer. Okay, now what I have here is a huge offset spatula. What I normally use this for is to ice cakes. But what we want to do here is, since we want to get these crackers all to the same thickness, and we want them all to be even and as thin as possible, then this is the best tool I have found. Now, if you don't have a tool like this, that's cool. Use a spatula, use whatever, a knife, use whatever you have. All right? And we're going to do this as thin as possible. Now let's talk about something else. I made a couple of batches of this prior to coming to the class because I wanted to make sure I had everything right. And I had a couple jars of discard. Did you notice that when I poured that discard into the bowl today, that it was a little bit runny? So that particular discard had higher hydration, is what we call it, than some others. Well, I had made some yesterday, and I poured the ones I made yesterday out of a different discard jar because I had so much discard. I had two different jars, and it was a lower hydration, and it was thicker, and it wouldn't spread like this. And those crackers were not as good, and I didn't bring them today for a picture for you guys to see because they didn't turn out as well. So my recommendation is a higher hydration discard makes better sourdough discard crackers. All right, now, here's what we're gonna do. Well, first of all, I like to top it with everything bagel seasoning. So I'm gonna do half of it with everything bagel seasoning on the top. All right, here we go. Okay, and I'm gonna do the other half with flaky, what is this called? Flaky white sea salt. So this, I just bought to be fancy. You could do nothing, or you could use salt of any kind, but this kind of shows up a little bit better. I'll put that on that end. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is pop it into a 350 degree oven. We're gonna bake it for 15 minutes, but they're not gonna be done after 15. We're gonna bake it for 15, I'm gonna take it out, and then I'm gonna score it. So I'll be back in 15 minutes, and we'll score this. Our crackers now have gone for 15 minutes, and they're not done. So, but we're gonna go ahead and score them, all right, before they get hard and crispy. Now you remember on one side we sprinkled everything bagel seasoning. On the other side, we put some flaky sea salt. So I'm just gonna score these, and that doesn't mean they're gonna necessarily be perfect as far as when I break them apart, but that's okay. And I'm not only gonna score them, but I'm also gonna take my fork. Now, the recipe doesn't necessarily call for this, but this is what I do. So I'm gonna take my fork, and I'm not gonna try to put, two fork sets of holes in each one. I'm just gonna come down through here like this so they can breathe just a little bit. All right, so once I do this, I'm gonna put them back into the oven, and we're gonna go another 20 to 25 minutes. I'm gonna go check them after 20, and those that are already done, I'm gonna take out, and the other ones, I'm gonna put back in there, okay? So we'll see you guys in a few minutes. All right, guys, our crackers are looking fine. Now, for some reason, these turned out great. Sometimes what I have to do is, they'll have to take like these outside ones off because sometimes they are crispier because they're thinner. And then I have to put it back in and cook it some more. But I'm not gonna have to do that this time. So generally we just let it sit here and just let it cool. But I wanted to show you if the outside gets browner because it's thinner, just take those off. Here's a few little brown ones. And you can put it back in for another 5 minutes or however many minutes to let it cool. Anyway, guys, these are our crisps. Enjoy.